Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is the Ebac 4850 21 litre dehumidifier. And oh my goodness, it's pretty. I like this. I have made a number of dehumidifier videos on this channel, way more than I thought I ever would. But a comment that kept coming up on my other dehumidifier videos was Ebac. I've got an Ebac and I love it. And I'd never heard of Ebac until those comments. And then Ebac got in touch with me and said, would you like to try out any of our range? I said, hell yes. Judging by the comments, I was intrigued. Ebac very kindly sent me this Series 4000 dehumidifier. This is the most powerful dehumidifier I've ever tried out because the one that I bought was 18 litres. I'll talk about the litres in a moment. So the chance to get the most powerful in the range was too good an opportunity to pass. This is a really simple first impressions unboxing review. I'm just getting this out of the box and seeing if I can work the control panel and see how this thing works out. I'll even try out the app that you can use to control this unit. We'll also look into how much power, energy, electricity this dehumidifier uses, just to give us a ballpark figure on how much it might cost to run. So let's break into this. Got my special steak knife. I think I might need to use the stool. Oh, so for this, they've sent me the caster kit because it doesn't come as standard with casters. You can just freestand it anywhere, or you can get the special caster kit to put the dehumidifier on wheels. Oh, I like the look of this. Wow, it is quite heavy. There we go. Oh, so let's unfurl it. Ta-da! I like the look of this. So let me give it a spin. Just to give you, I'll give you a proper close-up tour, but just out of the box, we've got tape, transit tape, holding on the cable here, the cord. Looks very generous. I'll put the distance on screen now. That looks like 1.5 meters of power cable. I guess this is the filter, and it's quite intuitive. It just comes off. It's a nice foam mesh filter that looks very easy to clean, and that protects the grill at the back. Just put it back or just clip it on like that. And obviously there's a nice cord holder here, and at the front here this flap pulls forward. I guess this is for access to the tank. Oh, that's easy. Just comes out one-handed. That's nice. And in here, usefully, there's also a quick start guide, which, I mean, this is my bugbear with all British products, but this is at a decent font size. Thank you, Ebac. It drives me nuts. You get these instruction manuals where you need a laser to read it. I think I can just about read that. Now, I'm glad I've seen the very first thing in the quick start guide, which is to leave your dehumidifier standing to settle for 2 hours. And I guess it's a bit like a fridge. There's a compressor inside, and I think the coolant liquid needs to just settle for a couple of hours before it starts to be pumped around to cool the air, to condense the liquid from your air and turn it into water and dehumidify the air. We've got to leave this for 2 hours. Ebac have given this dehumidifier to me to review, but they've done it without any conditions. They've just said, here it is, we've seen your dehumidifier videos, do your thing, make what you will of it. They've not given any conditions for this unboxing first impressions review. Now, first impressions out of the box. This unit is absolutely lovely. The plastic it has a gloss to it, so it looks super clean and it looks really easy to wipe clean. And these things do gather dust because they're essentially a fan, and I found that dehumidifiers do tend to attract a bit of dust towards it, so this will wipe clean really easily. I really like the shape of it. This is like Eva from the Disney movie, the Pixar movie WALL-E. It's really nice, and this is the largest, most powerful in the range. It's 21 litres, which means that it will extract 21 litres at this reference level that I put on the screen now because I can never remember it. It's something like 30 degrees centigrade and is it 80% humidity? It's a way of us being able to compare the power of dehumidifiers to see how much they dehumidify. So this is 21. Now that's towards the top end of how dehumidifiers operate. So to get that much power, and it's quite a compact unit, I think, compared to other brands of 21 litre dehumidifiers. So I already love the size and the footprint of it. Should we put the casters on? While I'm doing that, let me tell you what's on the box. Apparently, according to the box, it's the only dehumidifier made in Britain. It has Smart Control, which could save you money in running costs over a year. There are over 1 million dehumidifiers sold by Ebac worldwide. They have a UK-based customer care team, and they have an app for Android and iPhone, iOS. We have asked whether or not you can operate the dehumidifier with the app when you're not at home, so I might try that while I'm on the dog walk with Casper tonight. This is it with the casters on. And, well, that's nice. It moves around. I think I prefer this without the casters. I think I like it sat on the floor. Should we switch this on? I think it's time to turn it on, right? So let me bring the camera over and maybe I can give you a quick overview of the control panel for the first time. I've not seen this before. So let's try the power button. I've turned the power on and oh my goodness, this is lovely and colourful. Ooh, it's just kicked into life just by switching the plug on. To turn it off, obviously, we've got the power button there, and look, that's on standby mode. There's a little moon icon. Let's press the power button, one press, and it's on. Now I'm assuming that it's sampling the air. This S in a box shows that it's in smart mode, which is the Ebac intelligence. I don't quite understand the Ebac intelligence. I don't think I'm intelligent enough. We've got a timer button, a fan speed button, and a mode button. I believe if I press the fan speed button, you can probably hear the fan has increased and the speed of the green fan is going faster. If I press it again, it goes down to low speed. Oh, it's nice and quiet. In real life, the control panel is crystal clear, and I think my camera is probably struggling with all the different light conditions. So if it looks a bit blurry on screen, I'll try and get a shot of it looking crystal clear because it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love that it's a colourful display as well. So we've got the smart mode where it apparently monitors the home during the day, and in the quick start guide it says leave it on standby and it will learn how your home operates. Let's press the mode button, and this is target mode. So we have a little target symbol. I think that's my favourite mode. In target mode, with that flashing, let's see if I can set the, yeah, there we go. There we can set the target humidity. So if you're new to dehumidifiers, this number here is a percentage of humidity. So at the moment, this unit is still sampling the air, but it's reading 68%. That's quite humid, and it might be because I have my washing out over there at the moment. So it's 68%. If I want to change the target, so this dehumidifier will run until it hits, I'm going to hit the target button, make the target button flash, until it hits 45%, this dehumidifier will keep running until it hits 45%. If I hit the mode button again to make the target flash, I can then adjust this using the left and right arrows. So that's 35%, and it goes all the way down to 35, and so it's going to go out of focus. If I press the up button, I could have the target as high as 80%. Now you can hear the dehumidifier fan stopped because we're at 68%, so it's under 80%, it doesn't need to run. If I reduce the target humidity, so I'll hit mode, get that target flashing again, there we go, and then we'll press the down button. So I usually have it set at around 50 or 55%. That's quite comfortable for a room. Just to give you an idea, on an aircraft, the humidity can be as low as 18%. So you know you feel really dry and dehydrated after a flight. They keep it as dry as possible. Before we had a dehumidifier, my daughter's bedroom got up to as high as 83%. We had mould growing all over the house. I believe mould starts to grow in conditions above 65%, 70% humidity. That's the ideal kind of humidity to allow fungal black mould to grow around the house. We have used dehumidifiers now for, it's coming up to 2.5, 3 years. And since we got our first dehumidifier, we've not had any mould. And I've gone looking for it every year. It would appear in a new place. I've been chasing mould around the house. Since we've had dehumidifiers, it's gone. It's just gone. And also, this will come on to the next mode next. Since we've had a dehumidifier, we haven't had to use our tumble dryer. We only use the tumble dryer for big things like towels, or if we need to dry something really super quickly, we whack it in the tumble dryer. But with the dehumidifier, it means we can hang up our washing and let the dehumidifier remove the water from the room. It works really well. It's a bit of a pain having to hang up clothes to dry rather than just shoving them into the tumble dryer, but the cost savings are enormous. Tumble dryer just gobbles up electricity. I might put my little power measure on to see how much power this uses. So press the mode button. This has gone into boost mode. So the unit, I don't know if you can hear the fan, the dehumidifier will now run continuously at the highest fan speed and maximum capacity. So that will use up the most energy. But if you really want to dehumidify the room quickly, you could whack it on boost. So press the mode button again. We've now gone to t-shirt mode. T-shirt mode is laundry mode. And I think you can probably hear in laundry mode, it runs at a higher power. I'm not quite sure what the difference is between laundry mode and the boost. If I press it again, that puts it into smart mode. The dehumidifier automatically monitors and adjusts humidity levels based on room conditions, optimizing performance while reducing energy. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. Our house is, if Ebac Intelligence can work out a routine for this house, I will give it a biscuit. I'll give you a biscuit, because honestly, we have showers at 2 in the morning. We might suddenly have 7 teenagers appear at the door who then stay for what we're told is an hour and then becomes 6 hours. It's wonderful. It's great. Probably not so great for the humidity in the house. If Ebac Intelligence can cope with that, I will be very happy. And if not, I don't care, because I've got target mode. And I know where I stand with target mode because I'm a control freak in terms of humidity. I know it's 68% humidity at the moment. And if I press the mode button, the target humidity is 50%. So this will just keep going until it hits 50%. These arrows here will illuminate when the dehumidifier is running on continuous without a timer. So the timer switch is down here. Let's press timer. And you can see it's 0 hours. So how do I change that? Right, so I've held down the timer button so it's flashing, and I think I can press the up button. Yeah, there we go. So I can set the dehumidifier for a number of hours and it will just run and then turn itself off. Right, it cycles up to 8 hours. So if I wanted to just, in the morning, before heading off to work, just want to set it going for 7 hours and then it will turn itself off. That is a good energy saver. I like that. And it looks, I know I'm all fingers and thumbs because this is the first time I've used this control panel, but this does look really easy to use, which I really like. I love that there are only 4 buttons. I can demonstrate another icon. If I open up the flap and take out the water collection bottle, you can probably hear that the dehumidifier turns itself off automatically, and we have this icon here, which means that the water container is either full or that it's not in the right position. So when I push the water container back in, the control panel comes back to life and it starts going again. This is so simple. I like it. Ebac. I do like the simplicity. I love the colourful control panel. I've not mentioned this yet. I absolutely adore the look of it, and I adore that the fan is on the side. There are some other dehumidifiers on the market. It's all personal preference, isn't it? But they have the fan on the top, which might be more efficient. But for me, I'm an ADHD dad, so I drop, I drop drinks, I've dropped sawdust, bits of wood down the fan in the top. This is ADHD dad proof. And I also really like the shape of it. They have these kind of, I don't know what you'd call it in design terms, tier, it's like a tier motif. And if I get a shot from the side, you can see the curves of it. It's really beautiful. Online, I don't think it looks that good. But in real life, it looks really jolly and nice. I think Ebac have done a really good job. And I really don't think it comes across on the photos that I've seen of this unit. Around the back, we've got two other features that I really like. I really appreciate this because with other dehumidifiers, it's a bit difficult to lug them around if you want to move them room to room. It's got a really nice built-in handle, really good grip. That's totally, again, dad-proof. And then underneath it, we have the filter. We had a look at that earlier. I love that I don't have to buy a filter because that would suck. It's just foam. It's like scratchy, hard foam, and that will collect the dust and stop dust going into the precious unit. But I think this is a plug for attaching a hose if I wanted to run it continuously and I didn't want to empty the water bucket and just have it continuously running. I think I could attach a hose to that. I'm going to try and download the app now. In the quick start guide, there's a QR code, which I've scanned. You can see my phone on screen now, and it's taken me to Smart Life. So I'm going to download that. I've got it already. I downloaded Smart Life for an SOS button for my dad for a video that I've not made. So I think I've got a login. Now I'm really no good at apps. But what I have found out is if I click the plus button at the top right-hand side here, then hit scan, and then scan the QR code in the quick settings guide, the quick start guide, I can then hit add. It says power on the device after it has been powered off for 10 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds has passed, so I'll turn the dehumidifier back on. I can see there's like a little Wi-Fi logo on the top flashing. So I'm going to press next. It says reset the device. Hold the reset button. I guess it's the power button, so I'll hold that for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. Confirm the indicator is blinking. Now to put in my Wi-Fi password. Connect your mobile phone to the device's hotspot. Oh, I'm getting all kinds of options. I'll hit add. Well, it looks like it's being added. Oh, added successfully, fantastic. Let's see how, oh my goodness, look at this. You can see pretty much exactly what is on the top of on the control panel. So I could turn it off from here. Oh, that's nice. So it's a bit fiddly to set this up and there's not much guidance. Hopefully this video can show you how I've stumbled upon it. So if I hit the on button, I like this. You can see that it's got a temperature. I can see it's 17 degrees. That does not go down very well in the house with the family. So that is my ideal dad temperature. Dehumidifiers operate more efficiently the higher the temperature is. So this, yeah, that's my preferred temperature while everyone's out. The humidity has fallen to 65%, and that's good because I've got all the washing right next to me here. You can change the different modes here. Did you hear that? I don't know if you heard the fan. That's laundry mode. Then it goes to smart mode and then target mode. Oh, you can change the target here. So we change it to, let's change it to 45%, then hit back. What's the edit? I can edit the name of the dehumidifier. I can turn the fan down. So there's the fan button here. Let's turn that down. Oh, that's nice. If I hit the boost button, I don't know if you heard that, but boost button works. What I'd love to know is, can I use this outside the house? And that's something that you've asked me in the comments. When an app is attached to a dehumidifier, can you turn it on? So it'd be great if this was in a garage or conservatory. I am now in the park giving Casper a well-deserved walk, and I've set up a camera above the dehumidifier so you can see the Ebac 4850 waiting for my command. I'm going to put my phone on screen now, so I'm recording this. I want to see if I can still control the dehumidifier even though I'm not in the house and not on the same Wi-Fi network. So I don't know if it works. So here we go. If I press the fan speed, it seems to be responding here. If I turn the machine off, let's press the off button. There we go. Let's turn it on again. I mean, this looks like it works. I can see, whoa, the temperature is 16 degrees. I'm gonna get some complaints when I get back. Let's change the mode. Let's put target mode, and I can set it to 35, and I'll press back. I don't know if, I'll have to check the footage to see if this is actually working. I could put it into laundry mode there. I don't know if that's worked. Let's turn the fan down. Let's put it back into target mode. Maybe I'll turn the fan down. There, so I've turned the fan down. This is amazing. So in answer to the question, can you use the Ebac app, the Wi-Fi control, away from it remotely? Yes, you can, from what I'm doing. And I'm really not very good with these smartphone apps, smart home apps. I don't get smart homes. I mean, this is great. It's a good feature. I can understand that if you have a garage, being able to control it remotely is great. But honestly, all these smart home things, isn't it just easier to just press the button that is in front of you? I do not need to bring telephony into this. But if it's something that you need, then the app seems to work. You're right there, Casper. Should we go back and see the dehumidifier? I think he did a poo over here. Better check. Another question that you ask is, how much power does a dehumidifier use? Now, I've been using dehumidifiers that run at about 110 or 145 watts. I've only been running it for a couple of minutes. Oh, something's kicked in. There we go. I can hear the compressor kick in the background. 155, 157. Now, this is on boost mode. So if I turn off boost mode, there, the fan has now reduced. Will that do anything to the watts used? That's still running at 155 watts, which seems really in keeping with other dehumidifiers that I've used that are this size. With other dehumidifiers, they make a feature of being able to push them up against the wall because the air intake's on the side. The literature that I've seen from Ebac seems to suggest that it's best to put this away from the wall so that the air really does get to circulate and you can really dehumidify the air. I found it best to put the dehumidifier in the hallway and have all the doors open, and I have a really regular sized house. An 18-litre dehumidifier has been able to dehumidify the house without a hitch. A 21-litre I think will make mincemeat of the humidity in this house. So my first impressions of the Ebac, look, I'm giving it a hug. I love this thing. I think it's great. First impressions, I'm really pleased with it. I like the unit. I like how it looks. I love the surfaces as well. I love its cleanliness. I love the little teardrop design. I love the curves on it. In photos, I'm a bit iffy about it, but in real life, this looks quite nice. And as you can see, it's not that tall a unit. I really like the colourful icons and the control display. I found the mode button a bit annoying because when it's on target mode and you press the mode button, it tends to stay on setting the target humidity rather than going through the modes. I think you just need to press it twice. So I think that's me not being able to operate the equipment properly as ever. But if you're new to dehumidifiers, I think this will be really easy to pick up. I really like the fan on the side. I've mentioned this earlier, I absolutely loathe having a fan on the top because all kinds of gunk falls into it. And over time, you know, all appliances gather dust. This is super clean, super white clean. I like how easy it is to remove the water bottle. Hey, I wonder how much we've got. Wow, I've only been filming for like half an hour. There's probably about 100 millilitres of water in there. I also am a big fan of the fan. The fan being covered with a really easy to clean filter. I think that's really good and kind and easy. I am calling this a Dad Delivers success. I'm glad that I've met Ebac. This would be a nice addition to my little cluster of dehumidifiers. I hope this video helps. If you're looking for a dehumidifier, you might like this playlist on screen now. It's all my dehumidifier videos. There'll be something there for everyone. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up or the subscribe button. It really helps me to keep this channel going. And right here are those videos YouTube knows you want to watch now.